Hey there folks, it's Handmade by Shirley, welcome back. I've come on to do a technique which I saw on Heidi, the Yorkshire Crafters YouTube channel, and I was really taken with it, and I thought it was quite easy to do, but I had a few tries at it. It's called the Pyrography Technique, and I had a few tries. So this is what happened when I tried it. So this was on normal, just normal white card. It's not really quite the effect, but it's okay. And then I tried it on some watercolour card as well on the smoother side, because I thought it worked better. I tried it on the sort of textured side and it didn't really work very well. So as I say, I thought it worked out better on this smoother side of the watercolour paper. So what it is, it's supposed to look like it's pyrography, which is burnt wood. And I think that does give that effect. So I thought I'd come on and do some. I've already prepared all my card. I'm going to use Lavinia Stamps. I'm hoping to do 3 cards. And I'm going to use Rusty Hinge as my oxide ink. And then I'm going to, on top, I'm going to put Versa Clair Morning Mist, because that is the darkest colour that I really have in a dye ink. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I've got all my matte layers ready. So as I say, I'm going to do 3 cards. So I've got 3 cards that are cut from Very Vanilla, which is actually a pack of cards that I got ages ago from Stampin' Up. Dare say you can still get them. And they measure at 4 by, they're actually 4 by 6, but I cut them down so that it would fit my matte layers. So this is 4 by, it's slightly less than 6 now, it's 5 3/4. So the bases are all the same. I then got 3 pieces of craft paper, which measures 4 by 5.5, and then I've got my Tim Holtz, I think it is, watercolour paper, and I cut it down as well because it was slightly bigger than this. So this is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I've also got my stamping platform because I think it's more important to do it, because if you don't get a good enough print the first time, you know, with the stamping platform, you can go back in or use whatever you've got, but a platform of some kind is possibly better. So I'm going to keep all the watercolour card here. I'm going to put that over there. And I have got a little spritzer bottle as well, full of water. I hope it doesn't run out of water, but it shouldn't. And you only need a spritzer, not something that really sprays too much, because you don't want too much water, as I found out. You just want a little bit of water. So I'm going to start with this Lavinia stamp one, which is called Fairenheads. And I thought I might do a few Fairenheads, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely do one in the centre of my piece of card. So pop these over here as well just now, out the way, and move a few bits about. And then what I'm going to do is, you'll see, you might be able to see, but mostly on watercolour card it's textured. Sometimes you can get much smoother watercolour card as well, but this is textured, but that's why I'm using the back side of it. So I'm just going to put my magnets on as well just now, just to hold that in place, and then I'm going to decide that I want to put this in the middle here just as a single image. Then I'll pick that up. And when I watched Heidi doing it, she actually wet the paper first, but I found myself it's easier if I stamp the image and then I spritz a little bit of water on it. That worked for me, but just do whatever. So what I'm using now is the Rusty Hinge. You could use a darker one, but this ink needs to be the one that's water reactive, because we're going to then put on top one that isn't water reactive. So just pressing that down, and that came out pretty nice. And I'm wondering if I should just do another one next to it, or if I should just leave it as a single image. I think I'll just leave it. And I went and moved that, which was really silly of me. But I'll sort that in a minute. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to get that wee spritzer, and I just, as I say, want to just give it a tiny spritz, not too much. And when you see it there, don't know if you can see it, when you see it there starting to move, that's what kind of gives the effect. I'll just do another wee bit up here. That'll do, don't want too much. And then if too much kind of runs out, what I was doing with a bit of a wipe was, that is the effect that you kind of want, but you, as I say, you don't want too much water. You don't want too much water, but that is the kind of effect you're looking for. I could do a tiny wee bit on this side as well. So the movement type thing is what you're kind of looking for. But I would tap the excess away, because you just don't want that excess. Another tickler bit there. Not too, don't want too much, as I say, says she, putting more on. But no, that's fine, that is absolutely fine. So now I want to heat it to dry it, so we'll bring it up again. So I want to dry it, so I'll just do that and get rid of this dribble at the bottom. Right, so I've got to try and see if I can get this back in place. I don't know why I lifted it off, that was silly. If it doesn't go back in, well, I'll just have to start again, won't I? So just taking that off, and then I'm drying this because I don't want it to be wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that on top of there. That's the beauty of polymer stamps. That you can see, that's better. And then I'm just going to pop this Versa Clair. It's Morning Mist, but if you had a darker dye ink, it would actually probably be a lot better, but this is the only one I've got that's dark enough. So I just have to hope it's going to. And then that's the kind of thing you're looking for. I think that's quite nice. So that's my first one. So I'll pop that to the side. And then we'll get going with our second. So do all the stamping at first, and then do putting the card together. So take that off, because I'm going to use one of the other ones. That's maybe on the other side. Right, so I'll pop that into its just lightly into its case, and then I can sort that later. So I've got this one now, which is called, what's it called? Luna Lights. So let's just do Luna Lights next. Pop my piece of card in again. And I'm just going to pop it right up to the top, I think there. Like that. Yep. And then just lift it and then do exactly the same again. It's okay, it didn't fall down thankfully. So just popping this, oh gosh, it would help if I took the lid off. Rusty hinge. Could use a different colour, I suppose, if you wanted a different brown. As I say, if you had walnut stain, which was water reactive, or some other brown which was water reactive, you could use that. So let's get this. There we go, might do it again. Had an idea though. There we go. That's fine. So just take that off again, because you need to have that clean and dry for the Versa Clair Dye Ink going on. And I've just noticed, oh, luckily it was on the wrong side. Dearie me. That's what happens if I leave ink open. Right, so again, just a little bit of spritzing, not too much, says she. Oh, that's a bit much, but it's a wee bit much. Let's just take some of that away. I don't want as much as that. That's better. I think taking the excess away is better than leaving it to dry. So I'll be back in a minute once I've dried it. So I've dried it now, and I'm now ready to do the dye ink. I've dried that off. Ink this up. Want that on the corner there. Let's just try and wipe that away. Don't want that in the corner. Go, and then we can go down like that, and then it gives that really nice look again, as if it's kind of burned. Oh, I think that's too high, sorry. Now what I was thinking was I could actually move this again and move it slightly further up, just to there, and do the same thing just there, with just to give fill up the area a bit more. Actually don't think I wiped that, so I'll need to start again. Don't wipe it, that wasn't so good. Right, so just dab that off, and then I'll do it slightly further up over, all going well, hopefully, anyway. Right, so, oh, that's not very good, is it? There we go. Didn't quite work as well, I think, because this bit here perhaps isn't Maybe not. Maybe I've mucked that one up. Maybe I have. Let's see. Not quite there. It is because of this bit though. I don't think I can move that now. I can't move it now, so we'll just keep going. And I'll try and get some more of that ink on with this. And it is because I've gone over, but no, it doesn't want to do it. So we'll just leave it like that. That's fine. And we'll just just do the same slightly. Done it now, need to commit now. So the same thing again. Oh, moved that by mistake. So put that there and put this here, and we'll just pick that up. There we go, and we'll just see if we can get another print at this side. See what happens. Yep, that's okay. We could do it again, just a wee bit more. Now, what we do need to watch though is when I come to, just leave that there, because we don't want to move that around. So when I come to do the spritzing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask off the area so it doesn't get it doesn't get covered in water. So I'm just going to use a bit of normal paper, and I'm just going to cover that up just now while I do this. Just move it very slightly over and just put a bit on there, and I will come to the other side as well. So I just want to do similar thing, not too much on, but enough to just kind of make it move a little bit. There's a bit too much there for my liking. That's fine, and then I'll do the same on here. Well, I'm just doing them both, and I can just make sure of don't get so much on there either. Just a wee bitty. That should work, and then that shouldn't have contaminated the other bit. So I'm then going to dry it and come back again. So I've dried it off, and now I'm ready to put the Versa Clair on to this one here, and then I'll go over to the other one as well, and that'll be that one done. So it should be in the same position. Yep. There we go. That's quite good. That looks good, I think. It really does, that technique. Now this time I need to move it because I moved it before, but because, as I say, they're polymer stamps or photopolymer, whatever you want to call them, you'll be able to see and line up quite easily. So just put that there, and then now I'm going the wrong way, so let's just hope we're going to get it on the right bit. Try and be as that's probably it, hopefully. If not, I can always chop that one off, and then in again. And just see if that works. Yeah, not bad. That bit's a bit funny, but I could always cut that off if I wanted, or put a sentiment over it. So that's the second one, which I think looks pretty good as well. So that's number 2. Where did I put the first one? It fell on the floor, didn't it? I'll get that in a minute. So just wiping my stamps off again and just getting ready for my third card. And putting the lids on my ink so that they don't, I don't get covered in them. And right, so that one goes on here in that bag. And I was going to use the little washing line. But I'm wondering if I just go back and use this stamp I had earlier, which was the, where did I put it? It was the butterfly or the dragonfly I had, which is really nice, but at first I thought, oh no, it's not going to work. But I think I might try it again. This is not Lavinia, I don't know where this stamp's from, but I've had it for a long time. And it is a nice stamp. So, I think I'll just try it again. So, pop that up there. And I'll pop that on there, and I'll get my watercolour card again. Where is it? That's not it. I think that might be it. Yeah, because I got stuff on it just as well. It was on the wrong side. So, working on the back again. Put that away and just placing these on to help it stay in place. And then I'm going to slightly offset it, I think, a bit, that one, over to that side, just slightly. There we go. And then pick that up. It's looking a bit squint, that. Let's just, let's try that. I'll try that anyway. Right, so, here we go. Now, sometimes this one didn't stamp very well in the middle, but we can have a few goes at it anyway. So, let's get my pressure tool. No, it doesn't seem to. For some reason, it just doesn't seem to want to. I don't know why. That's better. Excellent. Right, we'll just put those back on because we don't want that to move. And I'll just take that off. Sometimes that stamp doesn't want to stamp very well in the middle here, but giving that wee bit of pressure has helped, so that's good. Right, let's just give that a dry off as well. And then we can do our last spritz or two. Just need to find the right bit that I'm spritzing onto. So, same thing, you don't want it too much. And if it does, just take it a bit away. Take that away. You want some, but not like loads, or it just ends up a messy, mucky thing, and that's not really sort of what we're trying to do here. So that's a bit too much there. So just get that back a bit as well. Might do a tiny bit up the top here on that little twirly top. If it'll, it's not going to let me. It's not going to give that effect, is it? Get off. Get off. There we go. So we need to dry this one. Just take some of the rest off. And I'll be back shortly with it dry. Okay, I'm back now, so I'm ready to do the last part of this, which is the Versa Clair, and I'm hoping this stamp is in the right place. Should be, but with it not being a polymer, photopolymer, whatever you want to call it, it might have moved. Well, I mean the paper. The person who moved the paper. But we'll see. We'll see what it's like if it's. It's got that kind of look, but we need to get some more of that ink onto this bit here because it's really putting up a fight. That's it. That's what we want. Look at that, folks. I hope you'll agree. That's pretty good. So that's my 3. So now I'm going to pop them together as cards. I'm going to add a little bit of ink to the round the edges because I think that this just looks a bit too sort of white still. So let's just make sure that's dry here. So I'll bring this up slightly again. I'll bring all these back in. So that was the 3 that I've done. Hope you like them and hope you think it looks pyrography-ish. So what I'll do, I've got, what have I got? What could I use? I'm going to use a little bit of walnut stain, I think, just to go round the edges. And I'm going to just use, I don't think there's anything on that one, let's just see. It's probably got walnut stain on it already. So just to take away the sparseness, I think. So I'm just going to go off there a bit and then just bring round just round the edges a wee bit. Some of the corners. Just to kind of bring away that sparseness, I think, of the, because I think it looks quite white. So it's hardly any, it's just a tiny wee amount. You don't have to do this, this is just my preference to sort of take away the card looking so white. And I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's worked out really nicely. And obviously you can do this with any stamps you want to do it with. You don't have to use Lavinia stamps, you might not have any. You can use any stamps that you think, and the more detailed actually, the better it looks. The more detailed, the better it looks. So I'm just going to go over that bit a wee bit more. And just tapping off before I put any on. Really, because I don't want it to be really dark and deep and waste what I've made already. So that looks a wee bit better to me. To me that's better, but if you did this you might think, no, I don't need that. So that's fair enough. It's entirely up to each individual. So I'm going to just wipe that away. That over there and just give this a wee dry now. And I'm hoping my lighting is okay because I haven't actually got a light on the desk. It's just the lights from the actual room that I've got on. So as I say, I had all the bits cut out. So let's just pop them on and then we can see if we need to add anything to them. So I just popped a little bit of brown craft card at the back as the layer. So I'll do a couple, I'll do them too as quickly as I can. What time are we at? Oh, it's 29 minutes. Well, I never seem to make a quick card, do I? I always think, oh, I'll make a quick card. But, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I think it's nice to see the process. I mean, I could speed bits up, and I do cut some bits out and things, but I think it's quite nice just to see the whole process, see how you arrive at the end result. Yeah, so and just don't glue there. Oh, that card's a bit funny. Oh, I'll need to cut it later. It's not quite cut it properly. My guillotine, not my guillotine, my trimmer, I think needs new blades. So that's the first card, and I think that looks nice too. Second card, I'm going to get a sentiment and pop it over there. I'm not going to cut it down because I think that would spoil it a bit. So I'm just going to put a sentiment over that. I'll put sentiments on them and I'll pop it over onto my Facebook page, and I'll try and find and pop it in the community page. I've put a message in the community page about coming on Sunday, next Sunday, the 28th, for a live stream. So if you're about at 4:30 on Sunday, and I hope to do them most weeks. I possibly can't commit to every single week, but I will try to. And obviously things happen that you can't commit to every week. So I'll try and be on as much as I can. And hopefully we'll see how it goes, and we'll see who turns up the first time and joins in. But that's my plan. So that's card number 2. And our last card is this one with the fern swirls. I mean, if you really wanted, you could actually, if you had a bark embossing folder with bark, you could even put it through that. That was something that you thought might look quite nice. It might. You know, that might be an idea as well. But yeah, I just saw it and thought, oh, that's brilliant. I really like that. I've got to try that. And thought I would do a video. So they're all slightly a bit different size. I thought they were all the same size. That must be a bigger base, that one. So anyway, they're all roughly 4x6. And just to finish off, I am going to just put on some Wink of Stella, just on a few bits. So just make sure that's coming out. There we go. So I'm just going to put some onto his wings, or her wings, just for a wee bit bling, because I don't really want to add any gems or anything to it. And this bit here, I think I'm just going to put it coming down these lines a bit. Not too much, just a little bit, and not on all of it. Just a wee bit of sparkle. Like that, and you can just see that kind of, hopefully, yeah, you can just see it there. And this one, I'm just going to do a wee bit round here, around these spirals. Wee bit round spirals. That just gives it a wee bit of something. There we go. And as I say, I will add some sentiments. So I don't know if you can see the sparkly bits here. Maybe not. Maybe you'll see them better. Definitely see them on there. Yep. So that's my 3 cards, and I hope maybe you'll try this technique. It's really good and it's really enjoyable. And thank you so much for watching. and I'll be back soon, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye for now.